Today with this video I'm going to show you how to add assignments to your gradebook. If you have not already done the grade setup for your course, please do that first. So I have another video that shows you how to do that. So if you have not done the grade setup, then please stop and go to that video and do that first. If you have already done that, then what you're going to do is go to your courses, go to the course that you want to enter grades in. Let's go to this American History course. And I am going to show you the gradebook real quick just so we can remind each other here what we did. Homework, projects, tests. We set up those categories the last time. So those are already set up. Remember, I could also weight these categories if I want to. All right, so I have a stack of papers that I have graded and I'm ready to put into the gradebook. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to materials and I'm going to say up here where it says add materials, I'm going to say add an assignment. Anything done paper pencil, you're going to do add an assignment. Let's say that this was a summary of Northeast industry. That was my assignment. I could put a description in here saying summary based on readings. Now here's the important part down here. Due date. If I put a due date in here, this is going to show up in the kids' calendar as an assignment that is due. If I don't do that, then it's not going to show up there. But I think this is one of those areas that we could really start utilizing Schoology to help the kids know and become more responsible for their own learning. So I'm going to put a due date in here of the 20th. And I'm going to give it the point value. I know that this is 15 points. And my category is, this is a homework assignment. If I go down here to my grading options, not only can I set a weighting factor for the category of homework, I could set a weighting factor for this individual assignment. So I could go down here to where it says factor, and I could actually put in a 2, which would double the emphasis of this assignment. Next, scale and rubric. I'm going down here to Perrysburg Schools. Then across the bottom, there are some really important things down here. These first two we're not going to worry about right now, but you do have the ability to individually assign assignments in Schoology. The next one, these four here are the ones that we really want to concentrate on. Dropbox enabled. What that means is that the kids could turn it in electronically to you, so they could do it on a word processor, or they could type it right into a web text editor and turn it in that way. But remember, you have a stack of papers, so you're going to disable. You're going to do Dropbox disabled by just clicking on it. The next one, visible to students. You're going to want this visible to students most of the time. However, there are some teachers who may start putting in their assignments, a couple weeks out. They know that they're coming up, and they don't want those to be visible to the students just yet. So you can hide them by clicking on it and saying hidden until you're ready for that assignment to be seen, and then you can go ahead and make it visible. Next one, statistics disabled. Don't worry about that. And then comments enabled. Right now they are enabled. What that means is with every assignment, there is a comments section that the kids could communicate with you about clarification in the assignment or ask a question or whatever. For the most part, you may want those disabled, but you can decide that as you go along. All right, so just to sum up, I put a name in, I put a description in. You don't have to put a description in, but I did. I set my due date. I set a category. The period was already set for me. I could do a factor if I wanted to. Scale and rubric, I made sure I'm doing Perrysburg schools. And then I went down here to this advanced. I disabled the Dropbox and I disabled comments. Now I'm going to hit create. Now a couple of things you're going to notice. First of all, that popped up over here in my calendar side where it says summary. Now the other thing, if I go into my grade book, that also popped into my grade book. All right. Now, how do I put the grades in? So I've created an assignment, put the grades in. You can do a couple of things. I can put in manually 15, hit the tab, and go down to the next one, hit 15, and keep on going as I do this. But there's a couple of cool things. If I go right here to this little thing here, the little triangle, if I click on that, I can set all grades to the same thing. So that helps out. I know that there are times when I use that in Progress Book to assign all of them, and it fills it all in. Now there's something else here. Notice when I'm going up and down here, I get that little bubble right there. Right, it's hard, right there. If I click on that, I can actually put a comment in here to the student if I want, or I can keep it private just for me. So I could put in there a nice job. If I want this to be displayed to the student, then I click on it. If I don't, sometimes the comments that I put in are just for me as a teacher to remind myself of something that happened with that or with that assignment or whatever. You also have two buttons down here, one for excused and one for incomplete. A couple of cautions here. Excused, if you click on excused like that, notice that it puts that marker up there, a green one, and also notice what happened to the grade. It does not figure into the overall grade if you excuse someone from the assignment. So it's like that grade isn't even there, or that assignment's not there for that student. If I change it to an incomplete, that will stay that way and count it as a 0 at the end of the grading period if you don't change it. So it's a marker, it's a place marker for you so that you know if you're going to have a kid redo an assignment or whatever, it's a placeholder. But you have to go in and change that to an actual grade if you need to. So I could go in and put a 13 in there, hit return, and it figures it up. So that is how you enter a grade in Schoology. I want to show you one more thing, and that is if I go up here to options, I can go to something called bulk edit, and I can see all of my classes or all of my assignments at a glance. I can do a couple of things. For instance, let's say I can click up there and I can actually see my assignment. And if I go hit the back button here, I can do a couple of things though. I can also see this where it says shift due dates. Okay. So if I shift this due date forward, notice what happened here. So it's an easy way to make some changes in what you're doing. So if you know that you're behind and you need to shift some due dates forward, you can do that. And as always, go ahead and click Save Changes. And one more time, I'm going to go back. Fortunately, there's not a back to the gradebook button there at the bulk edit. I can also click on this one and I can toggle to full screen so it's easier to enter grades. And I think that's about it for entering grades into the gradebook.